He did more than that. It would have been enough if he would have parted the Red Sea and we would have gone over on dry ground and he wouldn't have closed it in on the Egyptians. That would have been enough. But it would have been enough if he would have just brought us into the promised land but didn't give us the Torah. But he gave us the Torah. It would have been enough if he would have given us the Torah and didn't give us the Shabbat. But he did more than that. He also gave us the Shabbat. So each line in the whole song, it's long, we're not going to do the whole thing, is that God has given us more, again, abundantly more than we could ever ask or think. He wants us to have the abundant life, overflowing with His goodness. To all the things that He has given us, all these blessings He's given us, His Word, His law, His Torah, His Scriptures, all the things He's given us for our good because He loves us with an everlasting love and He's given to us. It would have been enough if He would have given us all those things, given us the Messiah, but we wouldn't have heaven. If there was no heaven, it'd still be enough. It'd still be worth it. Just to have the freedom from the guilt and the power to overcome wrong habits and sins, it would have been enough. But God has done more than that, abundantly more. He's also given us the promise of heaven. And if heaven would only be for a few years, it would have been enough. But He's promised us heaven for eternity. More than enough. God's always doing more than we could ever imagine. Why would we reject and resist such goodness, such love, such graciousness that He's given to us? So as we sing this song, Dayenu, let us be accepting all that God has for us. Judgment, and it reminds us that even with all the graciousness and all the goodness that God has given to us and all the blessings, there is a day of judgment. And God will not be fooled. God will not be mocked. God is very merciful, very forgiving, very long-suffering. He wants each one of us in heaven. But contrary to what Walt Disney tells us, all dogs don't go to heaven. There is a day of judgment. The Red Sea did close in on the Egyptians. What do you think happened to any of the Jews who didn't put the blood over the doorpost? What happened to their firstborn? He died. There is a punishment for sin. There is an accountable. God kicked Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden. He's not going to let us back in if we have a heart that wants to sin. If we want to continue in our sins, He's not going to allow that into heaven. That's why He's given us His sacrifice. That's why He's given us His forgiveness. That's why He's given us His power. That's why He's given us the grace to overcome. Not in our own strength. We can't in our own strength. We couldn't get out of Egypt for hundreds of years. We could try and try and try, and we cannot. God does it in a day. We will let go and let God work in our lives, surrender to Him. He is able to give us the freedom and the power and the deliverance that we need. If we refuse that power, we refuse His goodness to give us victory over the sin, there will be a day of judgment. It's just, that's the way it is. It's just. Would we want heaven to be like this earth? I mean, come on. And He's not going to allow it. Because He loves us. And He doesn't want us to be in misery for eternity. So He's giving us this opportunity here today, and this opportunity in our lives, and this opportunity in Earth's history, to see the difference, to see the choices, to see the Pharaohs and the unbelief, and to see the Moseses, the choices. Moses could have been the next Pharaoh. Same choices we have. Live for this world and get drowned, or to walk with God and watch Him part the Red Sea. It's our choices. From the very beginning until now, the choice is ours. And so as we drink this cup of judgment, we think on these things, say the blessing again. May God give us the strength and grace to put aside all things that would keep us out of heaven. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.